Walking through the egg section of any grocery store reveals a confusing array of labels and significant price differences. Conventional eggs might cost $2 per dozen, while pasture-raised eggs can run $6 or $7. Are those premium eggs worth the extra money, or is it just marketing hype? Let's examine the actual nutritional differences and help you make informed decisions. The research on this is quite clear. Pasture-raised eggs are nutritionally superior to conventional eggs in several measurable ways. They contain approximately twice the omega-3 fatty acids, 38% more vitamin A, 2 to 6 times more vitamin E, significantly more vitamin D, and better omega-6 to omega-3 ratios. These aren't trivial differences, they're substantial improvements in nutritional quality. The reason for these differences comes down to what the chickens eat. Birds that spend significant time outdoors eating insects, grass, seeds, and diverse natural foods produce eggs with different nutritional profiles than birds fed only grain-based feed in confinement. The chicken's diet directly affects the egg's composition. But understanding labels is critical because not all premium labeled eggs are created equal. Cage-free simply means chickens aren't in battery cages, but they're typically still in crowded indoor barns with no outdoor access. Free-range sounds better, but has minimal actual requirements. Chickens might have theoretical access to outdoors, but in practice rarely use it. Pasture-raised generally means chickens spend substantial time outdoors with room to forage, though standards vary. Looking for third-party certifications like Certified Humane or Animal Welfare Approved provides more assurance. The cost-benefit calculation depends on your personal priorities and consumption levels. If you're limiting egg consumption to 4 to 7 eggs weekly per the guidelines we've discussed, spending an extra $3 to $4 per dozen translates to maybe an extra 75 cents per week. For superior nutrition, that's arguably worthwhile. If you're someone who only eats egg whites, where most of these nutritional differences reside in the yolk, paying premium prices makes less sense. Finding local sources can sometimes offer better value. Farmers markets and CSA programs often provide pasture-raised eggs at lower prices than retail stores because you're buying directly from producers. Plus, you can often visit farms and see the conditions yourself, which is impossible with supermarket eggs. Let me debunk some misleading marketing claims while we're at it. Shell color, brown versus white, indicates nothing about nutrition. It's purely genetic, determined by the breed of chicken. Vegetarian fed isn't necessarily better and may actually be worse because chickens are naturally omnivorous and benefit nutritionally from eating insects. Natural is a meaningless marketing term with no regulatory definition. Don't pay extra for these claims. The omega-3 enriched eggs are interesting. These are typically from chickens fed flax seeds or fish meal, which does increase omega-3 content in eggs. They're a middle ground option, not as expensive as pasture-raised, but providing some nutritional enhancement over conventional. From an environmental and ethical perspective, pasture-raised eggs generally represent better animal welfare and can be part of regenerative agricultural systems where chickens contribute to soil health. Conventional egg production raises legitimate concerns about animal welfare, with birds living in extremely crowded conditions with no outdoor access or ability to express natural behaviors. The nutritional differences matter more for some people than others. If you're someone eating whole eggs specifically for the nutrients, the choline, the lutein, the vitamins, getting the most nutrient-dense version makes sense. If you're eating eggs primarily for protein and using mostly whites, conventional may suffice. Here's my practical recommendation. If you're consuming whole eggs within the recommended limits, choose pasture-raised or at minimum free-range eggs with credible certifications. The nutritional advantages, especially the omega-3s and vitamin E, are real and meaningful. If you're primarily using egg whites, conventional eggs are adequate and the price difference isn't justified. If budget is a significant constraint, prioritize buying pasture-raised for the whole eggs you do consume and use conventional eggs or egg whites for other needs. One final consideration: The higher omega-3 content in pasture-raised eggs is particularly relevant given that most people don't consume enough omega-3s. If you're not regularly eating fatty fish, those extra omega-3s from pasture-raised eggs become more valuable. Combined with the vitamins and better omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, the nutritional improvement is substantial enough to justify the cost for many people.